Well, hello guys, welcome to another segment of Red Dog Bushcraft. I'm Tim Langston, and today I want to continue our discussion on hygiene and speak to you a little bit about bathing. Now, in my everyday carry, I don't plan on being out and having to take a bath or to have to clean up very much. So my hygiene kit is pretty simple. Now, because I'm a firefighter, and because I may get caught out on a call where I get messy, I do like to keep some baby wipes and some hand sanitizer, alcohol based, with me at all times. That's just to give me a little bit of a clean up and a wipe down, and something so that when I'm in my truck and driving back home, I don't get my interior of my truck contaminated and stuff on my steering wheel and the leather cover and all of that. But another item that I use quite a bit is a simple drum liner. This is a 55-gallon 3 mil drum liner, and sometimes after a fire I'm so dirty, even under my turnout gear, or you get blood or other items on you, one of the things I'll do is I'll take this and I'll put it over top of the seat of my truck, and I'll just clean up my hands and all, so I'm not contaminating the stick shift or the steering wheel. And I'll put this over top of the seat, one over the back, one over the place where I sit, and that gives me plenty of time to get back to the station or back home where I can get cleaned up and deconned appropriately. But here lately, we've got a local restaurant opened up not too far from home we enjoy eating at, and when you order seafood, they give you these little hand wipes, and they have a very light fragrance to them, and they come in real handy for just light cleanups also. Now, in my everyday carry bag, I do keep a couple of packs of these, or just a small package of the baby wipes, and along with my bandana, that serves my daily needs pretty well. Now, when I go out and I'm on a trek, or I plan on being out all day, if I think I have to clean up while I'm out on the trail, there's a couple of things available to me. Number one is my bandana. I always have that with me, and you can put a little bit of water on that and clean up your face and your arms and your hands, or whatever you need to do just for an afternoon out. And even if I'm going out for a day and just spending the night and coming back home the next morning, a bandana will serve me well for a washcloth. And a lot of times for a towel, I'll use a camp towel or just a hand towel from home, or what I've bought recently was some ShamWows. So we went to the state fair, and they had a package deal where you get 2 or 3 different sizes, and I just took the medium size, and it's plenty large enough for me to use as a towel to clean up when I'm out overnight. The only challenge is how you clean up and how you actually take a bath. And I'd like to discuss something with you that we always called a bird bath when I was growing up, and that's simply taking a small bath out of a bowl or some other type of container. Now, there's a couple of different things that you can use. Now, heating up your water is important, at least for comfort. At least I think it is. Even in the summertime, I like my water a little bit warm. And they make all kinds of products for camping and hiking. You can get the sun bags, and they work well. They have a little shower nozzle on them. You can just hang it up into trees and take one of your tarps or so and wrap it around a couple of trees, or make you a big tripod and or stake it out for a little bit of privacy, and hang that bag up. The only thing that I would say is, if you plan on using a sun shower, is that the earlier you can fill that and let the sun warm it, the more comfortable, the warmer a shower you will have later on that day. Most of the time it's not as warm as what I want, so we simply build a fire, heat up a little bit of water, and add that to the cold water. Make sure you put some water in the bag first, because it doesn't hold up real well to just the introduction of boiling water straight into that plastic bag. So having a little bit of cool water in there, adding some boiling water until it's at a temperature that's to your liking, will serve you well. You can use other things. Water hydration bladder systems work well. You can do the same thing with those and hang them up. Just be careful of how much water you use. But for me, most of the time, just taking a bird bath works just as well. And I take my largest water container or pot, whatever it is I have with me for that day. And if I'm not carrying a pot, I can use my just a standard, this is a 32 ounce clean canteen that I carry with me a lot. Or if I don't have that, I at least have my canteen and canteen cup. And you can fill this with water, put it over top of your fire, heat it up, and add that to a container of cool water and make it a lot more comfortable to clean up. And there's a couple of products that are out there. This is a plastic bowl, and it says 2-pack bowls for travel, portable pet bowls. All this is a heavy-duty trash bag or plastic bottom that folds out and will sit flat, that you can put animal food or water in, but it makes a great bowl for when you're out camping, as far as cleaning up or doing dishes or whatever you have to do. The other thing that you can utilize, once again, is that trash can liner. If you're out with just your minimal kit and you get caught out at night, you can always dig a hole and line it with this, put some cool water in it, put a little bit of warm water in it, and you have what you need to take you a bird bath. Now, without actually doing it, a bird bath is simply you take your cloth or whatever you're going to use as a wash rag, and I usually start with my face and clean that first. And I try to keep 2 bowls, a clean bowl and then a soapy water bowl. But if you can't do that, which is easy to do with a trash can liner, by the way, you just dig 2 holes and lay your liner across it. You don't even have to cut the liner open. A 55-gallon drum liner is plenty to cover 2 holes. And I'll use one that has my soapy water in it, and I take that and I clean with, and then I rinse my rag out real good, dip it in my clean water, and wipe the soap off of me. Then I either use a clean piece of clothing, or I just wipe off to where I air dry, or hopefully I have another bandana or small rag with me that I can dry off. And use a little bit of common sense here. You wash the areas that are not as contaminated, or at least you wash the areas that you would prefer to have washed first. Alright, for example, you don't want to wash your butt first and then wash your face. Okay, use a little bit of common sense. I usually start with the head, wash up the rest of my body, then I go to any other of the hot spots that you have, and then I usually end up with the last thing being my feet, because you know, your feet being out there in the bush all day, higher chances of fungus and that type of stuff, and then I don't want to spread that over to the other parts of my body. As far as soap goes, I usually carry just a regular lye soap. It's biodegradable. The ingredients of this is nothing but lye, lard, and water. That's the only ingredients in this soap. They make several different kinds of camp soaps that I really like that are biodegradable, and they work well. I didn't like the sheets. I always have a tendency that I pull a couple of sheets out and then they get wet and stick. I prefer the liquid or just a small bar, or just the small types of bar soap that you get from hotels and motels when you're traveling, or you can pick up here and there. Work really great. Let me see how my time is running here. I'll try to cover one more thing real quick, and that's if I'm going out and I'm intending on staying out for several days. I have inside of a Ziploc bag here 1 pound and 6 ounces, and this is my hygiene kit. Let me check the camera time, and I'll bring you in a little bit closer also, and if I have time on this video, I'll go through the hygiene kit. Okay guys, that's all the time we have for today. I'll go through the hygiene kit on the next video. Thanks for joining me once again. I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. God bless.